When a person is asked to envision a landscape photograph, a lot of times they're envisioning a very static landscape. Perhaps there's a mountain in the background, maybe a lake in the valley. This is a very static scene because nothing is moving in this photograph. As landscape photographers, we're often faced with these types of static scenes. I've always been drawn to photographs that have a sense of moment or movement or energy. And a lot of times it's very difficult to come by in these very static scenes. If you take that same static scene and add a sense of fleeting moment to the scene, the photograph takes on a sense of energy that it didn't have before. It could be dappled light falling across the landscape. It could be the sun disappearing behind the horizon. The viewer instinctively knows that this is a fleeting, special moment that is captured in this photograph. And as a result, the photograph takes on an energy because it's capturing a moment. I find that I'm always drawn to those photographs that have a sense of moment. A sense of moment can be captured in many different ways. Perhaps it's a bird flying through the scene, or perhaps it's in a crashing wave. I love images that have a very distinct moment. It's one of those things that I've learned from photographing other genres. Moment matters. And a lot of times that's lost in landscape photography. When I'm photographing a static scene, I'm always looking for that decisive moment. Keeping an eye out for those decisive moments when photographing a static scene can really impact the energy of the photograph. In a forest scene, for example, light falling through the forest and landing on different subjects gives that sense of moment because the viewer instinctively knows that that light is not going to last for long. And if you've ever tried to photograph these types of scenes, you know how quickly the light moves and how quick you have to be in capturing them. It's part of the fun, it's part of the enjoyment of trying to do this type of photography, and it also makes for a strong, energetic composition. These same compositions without the light falling on the subject feel very static and very lifeless. I think it's one of the reasons that I'm not really drawn to the smaller, intimate landscapes. You lose that sense of moment and energy. One of my favorite genres of landscape photography are seascapes, and the reason for that is you get this sense of moment, movement, and energy. Flowing water in any scene is a great way to inject a sense of energy and movement into the scene. Capturing the motion blur as the stream flows away from you, or the wave comes towards you, or a wave crashes in the distance. These things give photographs a great sense of moment and energy because every wave is different. And the viewer instinctively knows that this is a moment that is not easily replicated. So one of the fun things about photography is that you're freezing a moment in time. And when you combine that with seascape photography, where tides are ever changing, swell heights are ever changing, light conditions are ever changing, it's easy to come away with a photograph that feels special and unique. So the next time you go out to photograph a location, look for ways to inject a sense of moment or a sense of movement and energy. Maybe it's waiting for the sun to crest over the horizon. Maybe it's waiting for a moment of dappled light. Maybe it's waiting for a bird to fly through your scene and to freeze it in the perfect place in your composition. Also, be on the lookout for moving water. Having moving water flow into your scene is a great way to draw the eye deeper into a scene, but it's also a great way to add a sense of movement and energy into a photograph.